Everything was always about them. I just didn't see it until now. You're scrolling online and you see a post about narcissistic parents. You read the traits list and your stomach drops. That's my parent. Every single point. How did I not see this? Oh my God. I wasn't the problem. They are. Suddenly your entire childhood makes sense. The gaslighting, the golden child / scapegoat dynamic, the way nothing was ever their fault, the impossibility of pleasing them. It wasn't you being too sensitive. It wasn't you being difficult. It wasn't you failing to earn their love. You were raised by a narcissist. And now you're processing the realization that the person who was supposed to love you unconditionally is literally incapable of it. This is about recognizing narcissistic abuse, processing what it did to you, and how to heal from a parent who sees you as an extension of themselves instead of a person. How people realize you read a list of narcissistic traits, and it's like someone wrote about your parent specifically. Wait, this isn't normal? Needs constant admiration, lacks empathy, envious of others, grandiose sense of self-importance, believes they're special and unique, requires excessive admiration, sense of entitlement, takes advantage of others, unwilling to recognize others' needs, often envious or believes others are envious of them. Every single one. You see the pattern in other relationships. Your partner says, "Your mom is really self-centered, isn't she?" And you defend her until you can't anymore, until you see it. Therapy names it. Your therapist says narcissistic abuse, and suddenly years of confusion have a framework. You watch your parent with your own kids, and you see them doing to your children what they did to you. The competition, the attention seeking, making your kids' achievement about them. Oh God, it was never about me. It was always about them. You try to have a serious conversation about something that hurt you, and within minutes, they're the victim. You're comforting them about your pain, and you realize this always happens, every time. The narcissistic patterns that suddenly make sense. Everything was a competition. Your achievements threatened them. Your success wasn't celebrated. It was diminished or stolen. I gave you the foundation for that. You got that from me. Well, when I was your age, your accomplishments were either about them or threatening to them. You were an extension, not a person. Your feelings, needs, and desires didn't matter except as they related to making them look good. They couldn't handle you being the center of attention. Your birthday became about them. Your graduation, they made a scene. Your wedding, they had to be the star. Criticism was constant but veiled. I'm just trying to help. I'm saying this because I love you. You're so sensitive, it was just a joke. They rewrote history constantly. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. I would never say that. Gaslighting was their default. You were either golden child or scapegoat, or both. When you made them look good, perfect, praised, loved. When you had needs or failed, scapegoat, blamed, abandoned. Love was conditional, based on performance, achievement, making them look good, never on just existing. You were never allowed to just be. You had to perform. The abuse you experienced, gaslighting. Your reality was constantly questioned. That's not how it happened. You're too sensitive. You're making things up. You're crazy. They made you doubt your own mind. You learned to distrust yourself, your memories, your perceptions, your feelings. Triangulation, pitting you against siblings, using others to communicate, creating drama between people. Your sister said you're being difficult. Everyone agrees with me that you're wrong. Your brother would never treat me this way. Parentification, making you their emotional support, their therapist, their confidant about adult issues you had no business knowing. Projection, everything they accused you of, they were doing. They called you selfish while being completely self-absorbed. They called you manipulative while manipulating you. They called you dramatic while creating all the drama. Every accusation was a confession. Hoovering. After rage, distance, or silent treatment. Sudden love bombing. You know I love you, right? You're my favorite. I don't know what I'd do without you. Then back to abuse. The cycle repeats. Flying monkeys. Recruiting others to enforce their narrative, to pressure you, to spy on you. Smear campaigns. When you set boundaries, they told everyone you're mentally ill, cruel, ungrateful, breaking their heart. Influenced by a partner, therapist, or friend. Public image versus private reality to outsiders. Perfect parent, sacrificing, devoted. At home, rage, criticism, emotional absence or enmeshment. The world saw one person, you lived with another. No accountability ever. They never genuinely apologized, never took responsibility, never changed. If they said, "I'm sorry," it came with, "I'm sorry you're so sensitive. I'm sorry you took it that way. I'm sorry, but you..." Not real apologies. Manipulation disguised as apologies. Emotional incest. Treating you like a spouse. Confiding inappropriate things. Making you their emotional partner. You're the only one who understands me. Don't tell your dad. You and me against the world. Grooming you to meet their needs. You learned. Your job is to regulate their emotions. Your feelings don't matter. You exist to make them look good. Love is earned through performance. You're responsible for their happiness. You were trained to serve them. They called it love. The damage narcissistic parenting causes? You don't trust yourself. Years of gaslighting taught you, your perception is wrong. Your memory is faulty. Your feelings are invalid. You're a people pleaser. You learned. Your worth is in what you provide. You must earn love. Others' needs matter more than yours. You struggle with boundaries, because setting boundaries with a narcissist meant rage, silent treatment, punishment, being called selfish. You attract narcissists. You were trained to accept this treatment, so narcissistic partners, friends, bosses feel familiar. You have imposter syndrome. Nothing you did was ever good enough. You internalized, "I'm never enough." You feel responsible for others' emotions. You were made responsible for theirs. Now you feel responsible for everyone's. You struggle to identify your own needs. You spent so long focused on their needs, you don't know what you want. You fear being like them. The ultimate fear, am I a narcissist too? Spoiler, if you're asking this question, you're not. Narcissists don't question themselves. You have trouble accepting genuine love. When someone loves you without conditions, it feels wrong, unfamiliar, suspicious. You were taught that love is performance. Receiving unconditional love feels like a trap. Complex PTSD, hypervigilance, emotional flashbacks, difficulty regulating emotions, relationship struggles. This wasn't just bad parenting, this was abuse, and it left trauma. What happens when you realize your parent is a narcissist? Grief. You grieve the parent you needed, the one who could have loved you unconditionally. That parent never existed and never will. Narcissists can't love, they can only consume. Rage. How dare they? You were a child. You deserved love. They used you. Relief. It wasn't you. You weren't broken. You weren't unlovable. They were incapable of loving anyone. Clarity. Every confusing interaction suddenly makes sense. The patterns were always there. Sadness. For the child you were, who tried so hard, who thought if you were just good enough, they'd love you. Liberation. Understanding this is narcissism means you can stop trying. They'll never change. You can protect yourself now. Fear. What if I'm one too? You're not, but the fear is normal. Loneliness. People who don't get it will say, not everyone's a narcissist. You're just using psychology. Not everyone will understand. That doesn't make it less true. Why it took so long to recognize? They trained you not to see it. Gaslighting makes you doubt your perceptions. You were taught your reality is wrong. It was normalized. This was your only experience of parenting. You had nothing to compare it to. They seemed loving sometimes. Love bombing after abuse kept you hooked. But sometimes they're so nice. Societal myths. Parents always love their children. They're doing their best. Blood is thicker than water. Society told you this couldn't be true. You wanted to believe that they loved you, that they'd change, that you could fix them. Accepting they're a narcissist means accepting they can't love you the way you need. That's devastating. The intermittent reinforcement. Sometimes they were kind, sometimes cruel. The inconsistency kept you trying, like a slot machine. The occasional win keeps you playing. You blamed yourself. They told you that you were the problem. You believed them. You didn't see it sooner because you were a child being manipulated by an adult. That's not your fault. How to cope and heal. Step 1. Accept the reality. Your parent is a narcissist. This means they won't change. They can't give you what you need. Explaining won't help. They'll never take accountability. The parent you needed doesn't exist. Acceptance isn't giving up. It's seeing clearly. They are not capable of genuine empathy, unconditional love, seeing you as separate from them, taking responsibility, putting your needs first, not won't, can't. This is who they are. Accepting this is heartbreaking. It's also freeing. You can stop trying to earn love from someone incapable of giving it. Step 2. Protect yourself. Go no contact or very low contact. Narcissists don't respect boundaries. Distance is often the only protection. If you maintain contact, gray rock method, boring responses, no emotional engagement, share nothing personal, be uninteresting, make yourself not worth their effort. Information diet. They will use everything against you. Tell them nothing that matters. Expect extinction bursts. When you pull away, they escalate. Love bombing, rage, guilt trips, flying monkeys. Their escalation is proof you're doing something right. Hold firm. Stop expecting them to change. Every time you hope, they disappoint. Accept they are who they are. Don't tell them you know. I know you're a narcissist won't lead to insight. It'll lead to rage gaslighting. You're the narcissist. Smear campaigns. Hoovering. Just create distance quietly. Protect your kids. If you have children, limit or eliminate their access. Narcissistic grandparents will triangulate play favorites. Undermine you. Use kids to get to you. Your kids deserve protection. Step 3. Heal from the abuse. Get specialized therapy. Not all therapists understand narcissistic abuse. Find one who does. Learn about narcissism, books, videos, support groups. Understanding the disorder helps you see it wasn't personal. Join support communities, r/raised by narcissists, Daughters of Narcissistic Mothers groups, adult children support groups. People who get it make all the difference. Grieve the parent you deserved. You needed unconditional love, protection, to be seen as a person. You didn't get it. That's a real loss. Rebuild your sense of self. Who are you without their narrative? What do you want? What are your needs? Relearn trust. In yourself first. Your perceptions are valid. Your memories are real. Your feelings matter. Practice self-compassion. You were a child being manipulated by a disordered adult. You did your best. Set boundaries everywhere. Narcissistic abuse makes you a target for other narcissists. Learn to spot the patterns and protect yourself. Healing from narcissistic abuse isn't quick, but it's possible. Hard truths and what you need to know. They will never apologize genuinely. They can't. Narcissists can't see themselves as wrong. They will never see you as a person, only as an extension, a reflection, a tool. They will not change. Not for you, not for anyone. Personality disorders don't heal without intensive work they'll never do. You can't fix them. You can't love them into health. You can't explain them into empathy. You can't perform your way into unconditional love. They will always rewrite history. Your abuse will be denied, minimized, or blamed on you. Other people may never believe you. Narcissists are excellent at public image. People will think you're exaggerating. Their inability to love you says nothing about your lovability. It speaks only to their incapacity. You deserved better. You deserved a parent who saw you, celebrated you, loved you for existing. You didn't get it. That's not your fault. You were not raised by a parent. You were raised by a narcissist. There's a difference. If you're realizing your parent is a narcissist, you're not crazy. You're not too sensitive. You're not making it up. What happened to you was abuse, even if it wasn't physical, even if they sometimes seemed loving. You were a child dealing with a disordered adult. That's not a fair fight. You did your best. Realizing this is the first step to freedom. You can stop trying to earn love from someone who can't give it. You can stop waiting for them to change. You can stop making yourself small to make them comfortable. You're allowed to protect yourself from a parent who sees you as an object, not a person. Healing is possible with distance, with therapy, with people who actually see you. You are not your parent. You are capable of empathy, growth, love. That's the difference. If you were raised by a narcissist, comment, "I see it now." Let others know they're not alone. If you're realizing your parent is a narcissist, you're not crazy. You're waking up. What happened to you was abuse, even if it wasn't physical, even if they sometimes seemed loving. You were a child dealing with a disordered adult. You did your best. This channel is about making sense of narcissistic abuse and healing from it. Subscribe if you want to keep going together. Their inability to love you doesn't make you unlovable. You are a person, not an extension.